A Nobel Prize winner spent 50 years studying how the brain makes mistakes and admitted, on record, that he still couldn't stop making them. Let that sink in. The world's top expert on thinking errors couldn't outthink his own brain. So, what chance do you have? Actually, a surprisingly good one, because there are 7 mental moves that don't require fixing your brain at all. They just reroute around its bugs. Intelligence agencies pay for these, billionaires guard them. And number 3 is the exact one Kahneman confessed he never beat. You'll know all 7 in the next few minutes, and number 1 will genuinely annoy you. So here's the dirty secret nobody puts in the thumbnail. High intelligence people don't have better brains, they have better defaults. When a problem shows up, your brain grabs the nearest tool, usually a rusty spoon of habit, while theirs grabs an actual toolkit. Today, you're stealing that toolkit. 7 models, real studies, 0 motivational fluff. Let's go. Number 7, inversion, or how to fail on purpose professionally. Most people ask, how do I succeed? Which is adorable. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's famously grumpy partner, built a fortune asking the opposite. How would I guarantee failure? Then he just didn't do those things. Sounds like a fortune cookie? Here's the science. This is functionally a pre-mortem, and psychologist Gary Klein's research, endorsed by Kahneman himself in Harvard Business Review, found that prospective hindsight, imagining a project has already failed and explaining why, increases the ability to correctly identify reasons for future outcomes by around 30%. 30% for a thought experiment that costs nothing. Your brain is terrible at predicting success, but weirdly brilliant at writing obituaries. Use that. Before your next big decision, write the eulogy first. Here lies my startup, died of founder ego and no market research. Congratulations, you just found your actual to-do list. Number 6, second order thinking. And then what? In colonial India, the British offered a bounty for dead cobras. Clever locals started breeding cobras for cash. When the program was scrapped, breeders released their now worthless snakes, and Delhi ended up with more cobras than before. This is what happens when you think exactly one move deep, which statistically is where most of us live. Intelligent problem solvers run the "and then what" loop at least twice. First order, this diet works. I lost weight. Second order, and then what? I can't sustain it, rebound, and now my metabolism holds a grudge. Chess grandmasters aren't impressive because they see the board. They're impressive because they see the board 3 arguments from now. Every consequence has consequences. The first one is bait. Number 5, the map is not the territory. Your brain is lying, but politely. Alfred Korzybski coined this in 1931, and it's aged better than most things from 1931. Every belief you hold is a map, a compressed, outdated, slightly vandalized sketch of reality. The mistake isn't having a map. The mistake is forgetting it's a map. Here's the twist most videos miss. The smarter you are, the worse this gets. A study by Dan Kahn at Yale found that people with higher numeracy skills were actually more polarized when interpreting data about politically charged topics. They used their extra brain power to defend their existing map, not to update it. Read that again. Intelligence without this model is just a more expensive lawyer for your bad ideas. The fix? Treat every strong opinion like GPS in a tunnel. Useful, but check the actual road. Want the 10-second field test? Ask yourself, what evidence would change my mind? If the honest answer is nothing, you're not holding a belief, you're being held by one. Genuinely intelligent people can name their exit conditions in advance, like a pilot filing a backup route before takeoff. That single question is how you catch your map lying to you before reality does it for you, publicly and at the worst possible moment. Let's continue with number 4. Probabilistic thinking. Stop asking, will it work? Wrong question. The right question, what are the odds and what's the payoff if I'm right versus wrong? Philip Tetlock's Good Judgment Project, a massive forecasting tournament, partly funded by U.S. intelligence agency IARPA, found that ordinary people trained to think in probabilities, there's a 63% chance, outperformed intelligence analysts with access to classified information. Regular people, beating professionals because they said 63% instead of definitely. Your brain wants yes or no answers because binary feels safe. But reality runs on percentages, and every time you say, this will definitely work, reality quietly adds you to its blooper reel. Start assigning actual numbers to your confidence. It feels ridiculous. So did washing hands before surgery once. Tetlock's super forecasters shared one weird habit. They updated their odds in tiny increments, 63% to 58%, not 63% to 0. Small updates made often. That's the whole cheat code. Strong opinions, loosely held, adjusted constantly. Number 3, the focusing illusion, the one Kahneman never beat. Daniel Kahneman, Nobel laureate, the literal godfather of thinking about thinking, said, "Nothing in life is as important as you think it is while you are thinking about it." His research with David Schade asked people whether Californians are happier than Midwesterners. Everyone said yes. The beaches, the sun, actual measured life satisfaction? Essentially identical. Climate barely registers in daily happiness, but the moment you focus on it, it inflates like a parade balloon. This is why you think the new job, the new city, the new phone will change everything, and why 3 weeks in, it's just Tuesday. High-level problem solvers ask, am I solving a real problem or just the one currently hogging my spotlight? Whatever you're staring at right now feels 10 times more important than it is, including this video. Keep watching anyway. Number 2, Hanlon's razor. Never attribute to malice what is adequately explained by incompetence, distraction, or someone having a genuinely terrible Tuesday. Your coworker didn't reply to your email? Your brain instantly drafts a conspiracy thriller. Reality? They have 200 unread emails and a dying phone. Here's why this is a problem-solving model, not just a be nice sticker. Assuming malice triggers what psychologists call hostile attribution bias, and decades of research, going back to Kenneth Dodge's studies in the 1980s, link it directly to escalated conflict and worse social outcomes. Malice assumptions burn cognitive fuel on revenge fantasies instead of solutions. Sherlock Holmes with a grudge is just a paranoid guy in a nice coat. Strip the malice, and 90% of your enemies downgrade to people who are also tired. Number 1, knowing the edge of your map, the circle of competence. Remember Lemon Juice Guy? The 1999 Kruger and Dunning study he inspired found that people scoring in the bottom quartile on logic tests estimated they'd scored around the 62nd percentile. The less they knew, the more confident they felt, because judging your skill requires the very skill you lack. It's a lock where the key is inside the box. And here's the part that should sting. This isn't about stupid people. It's domain-specific. You have a domain, probably several, where you are MacArthur Wheeler, face covered in metaphorical lemon juice, smiling at the camera. Buffett's rule, it's not the size of your circle of competence that makes you rich, it's knowing precisely where the edge is. The most intelligent sentence in the English language is, I don't know, but I know who does. Say it more. It's free, and it's rarer than it should be. So, invert the problem, chase the second consequence, distrust your map, think in percentages, dodge the focusing illusion, delete the malice, and mark the edge of your circle. 7 models. Not because you're not smart enough without them, but because raw intelligence without an operating system is just an expensive way to be confidently wrong.